Shukran. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you're watching us from. This is Relate 360, relating with you every single inch of your world, from your relationship, from your work to your health, from your health, everything. Kila kitu unafikiria inahitaji relation, na everything in the human world unajua ni relation. So nataka tuanzie hapo. My name is Emmanuel. Smile kama kawaida, keep following us, keep commenting on the topic we're going to be having today. Just tell us where you joining us from, where you watching us live from. That is what we will be waiting for hapo hivi. Lakini kabla nene mbali, yangu ni machache nitatia hapo, tena mruhusu mwenzangu aseme mawili matatu. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm the amazing host, Afigy. And today we have a very amazing guest with us today. So I'll let him introduce himself.
Yes.
Thank you so much. My name is Derek Were, a mental health advocate and a counseling psychologist.
Yeah,
nice.
Umesikia, so at least leo Afigy ndakuwa cancel daachi mambo ya kutegemea wanaume sana, mambo ya hela, lakini si hayo. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I think those are the people we are going to be having. Mimi hapa hivi. I'm not amazing, by the I'm stubborn. I'm the stubborn host hapa hivi. Unajua Afigy akisema amazing, asa mimi amazing siko tena. We cannot share the same name. So today let me get direct. Let us dive deep into this. Tusaidia, lakini kabla tuende mbali, remember this is Relate 360. Share with your friend. Mwambie pale nyumbani, maybe if you want them to be part of this conversation. Maybe they are, we don't know what they are going through. They might be part of this conversation. It might change a mind. It might save a life. You never know, because you do not know. So please do share. Please do help. Involve them in this discussion. And even if they're not watching right now, just be free to share it with them later so that they're able to go through it. Just so that they know we are in this together. Tuko wengi. Mtu alisema inauma. Mimi ni shomo, lakini bado niko. Okay, on to the topic of the day. There's so many things we want to talk about. A lot of things today. We're going to merge it into one topic. And the question of the day, kama kawaida, nitasema ni hii. When do we say you've reached an end of the end?
I've had enough.
Yeah, when do you say I have had enough? When do you throw the flag? Wanasema ni the white flag. When do you say you have just enough is enough, manze? Kunajua kuna siku tumeimba enough is enough, lakini ilikuwa political. Sasa tunaimba vitu zingine. So when does one get to the idea ama to a point of I have had enough and enough is enough? When do you get that point? Because let me just to bring you closer. We have heard, tumesikia wasanii wetu sana wanafanya mambo ya cloud chasing. And you see every time they cloud chase, a lot of our youths are getting lost. Kuna watu wajua hata kuna kitu kama cloud chasing, by the way. Wanajua ni real.
Yeah.
And those are things that are happening today. There is this one mwenye alikuwa anakula, how do you call it? Anakula spider nini in the name of, having a name.
Yeah.
In the name of having a name. So most ladies are trying to ensure they have a big bat. Just in the idea of having a name. Nobody looks at the repercussion, but and nobody. The people who are doing kind of stuff, a lot of stuff which I will call insane, in the name of, I want to find a name. Which I believe that is not the only way, because whether you're a musician, you're an art performer, no problem. That is not just about the only way. But in as much as we are doing this, we have just had kuna this famous TikToker, Juicy, I think recently. Amenda kachukua maisha yake. He is not the first one. There was another one mwenye pia alichukua maisha yake after, getting to a point of, to them it was enough.
Yeah.
Is enough. Nah, nobody's listening to me whatsoever. That is why we have amazing MBR. We call him MBR, CWBR. So we will be helping us just to understand why do we have all these things in the surface. In kumbuka, this is the generation we're working with. We are living in a generation where content is not a good content if you're not cloud chasing. We are living in a generation where nobody will hear you if you don't have a following.
Yeah.
We are in a generation where nobody will even hear you now, even if you have the following and you have money. Nobody will hear you when you have a name. Even if you are going through the hardest stuff whatsoever, nobody cares.
Yeah.
You have money, your name becomes a business. Nyashinski aliimba akasema, ukisha make do, life yako si yako juu, wanatumia jinako ku make do. So just know that is how the life is. That is how life is, but is that the only way? So hata niulize, maybe Afigy. What is your take? To what point does one say ifika ukasema manze this is the end?
Well, personally, I've never gotten to that point, but I would say this. I think regarding chenye umesema, I think social media nowadays has become an influence in terms of there's too much pressure of people wanting to look or people wanting to do things according to social media, forgetting that social media is not real. Most people don't see that, but there's that pressure in that. I want to look like Kim Kardashian. I want to dress like so and so. I want to have this and this body. I want to, go to these expensive places because they're seeing it on social media. You get. And this is how it connects to the mental state situation. It gets to a point where you're not able as a person to get to reach these goals that you're trying to aspire because of social media. And now it depresses you as a person. You get into depression. You're like, I cannot manage to achieve this. I cannot be like, let's say, Vera Sidika. I cannot be like Huda. I cannot be like... So you're getting depressed over things that are not real. Or maybe sometimes you're trying so hard to be those things. You get cyberbullied online by people. You're trolled. It depresses you, inakuingia. It gets to points where people are now taking their lives. People are getting suicidal because of the online social media pressure.
Zenye
ni mob sana. And ni very unnecessary. And these people who are giving you this pressure, maybe hata penye hao wako, they don't... It's not even a big deal whether unakaa hivi ama ukaa hivi. You get? So I think nowadays the youths have taken social media so deep into themselves, looking at social media in terms of the real world to an extent of they're forgetting their real selves. You get? And it's getting into their head to a point where someone is getting suicidal because they're not achieving something that they're seeing on social media. You get? And I think they need to be warned that social media is not real. Wanafaa tu kuambiwa like social media. Most of these things or these people they see on social media, sometimes we interact with them and kwa ground vitu ni different. They are not what they are portraying on social media, and you need to know that. You get?
True.
Yeah.
Maybe unajua umesema natuka hapa na watu wa psychology.
Yeah.
Psychology ilipita kwetu. Maybe unajua tunaongelea a lot of cloud chasing. We talk about social media, we talk about people just taking their lives because nothing is working out whatsoever, with the idea of nobody's listening to them. Nataka tukuuliza, depression, is it cultivated ama ni kitu mtu jipata tu ndani?
Depression is cultivated. Mostly vitu unapata at the end of the day ni environment yako. Right now we're talking about social media. Social media ukiamka asubuhi, the first thing umeona kwa status ya WhatsApp ni your friends are having fun. Unajua wase wanakula fiti.
Kama sahi
wase wako diani.
Wase niko free, mnataka wapi?
Unajua so for example, if I have 200 friends on WhatsApp, and then luckily unapata 10 friends of mine, for some good reasons they are enjoying their life. But mimi nikiona nao 10 friends, naona ni kama ni all of my friends are having fun. So ina nikuja kwa kichwa wangu like I think I'm the only one who is suffering.
You're
this
missing
life.
it.
I'm missing. Tunacheki they are the best of the best places you'll ever want to be. So hiyo tayari the environment yenyewe ina cultivate. There's another aspect ya environment ya based on where you were brought up. Most of the things that happen to us as adults ni as a result of how we were raised as kids. For example, kama wazazi wako walikuwa wamekuwa abandoned, you sometimes have the fear of abandonment. Na unaanza anything that inaweza kufanya usifeel abandoned, either social media ama mtu mmoja, uta cling on them even if it means giving everything about yourself to be there because you have that fear, unaona?
Yeah, sure.
Even if in your childhood ulikuwa umekuwa abused, there are people who when they were abused in their childhood, they don't get out of that abuse. Wanakuwa more, they find love in people who can abuse them. And in relationship where they don't feel abused, they don't feel like it's a relationship because that is the environment they grew up in. So yes, depression can be, actually it's just cultivated. Ni environment yenye una stay. And maybe to answer the question, when do you realize enough is enough? Enough is enough when una feel it is changing who you are. Inafanya unaanza kudoubt your identity. Inafanya ukiamka asubuhi you question why you're waking up. Inafanya you hate what you used to do that made you feel complete. inafanya if you are very tidy at home, unaanza kuwachasha vitu kwa nyumba, you stop talking to your friends, you know, those are the things that ukiona inaanza kufanyika, it means something is not happening the right way. It means you are spending so much time consumed by maisha ya wase wengine.
I actually have a question concerning your part of depression. You said can depression be, can you avoid it as a person? Like, can someone avoid it? Can you block it? Is it possible for someone to block depression? For example, nikiangalia social media, like we've said, you know, I'm going through my WhatsApp status.
Yeah.
I'm seeing my friends are having fun.
Yeah.
And maybe is this something I can block in my mind and let it not get into my head? Like, can depression be blocked or can it be avoided?
That's a good question.
Uh-huh.
Depression can be avoided, yes, by reducing your contact with the outside world. The outside world namaanisha social media is an outside world. The trouble with us ni tuna spend more time nowadays on social media than to spend even real time na wase.
Yeah,
so
true.
when we let your world, your social media to penetrate into our world, then it means we are not ourselves. Unaona? Ni kama for example talking about ukikula food poisonous, it will affect your whole body.
Yeah.
So social media pia iko na poisonous content that gets into you and then it affects you. But sasa most of this young generation of us tunaogopa kukua peke yetu, tunaogopa like ndakuwa left out. Unajua kuna
because I'm looking at it in terms of how you explaining it, Nile, I can only avoid it if I'm not engaging myself with social media. So let's say I'm minim tu mwenye, you know, my day-to-day activities involve social media and I wouldn't want to be influenced by what is going on in social media. How do I avoid not being influenced by everything that I see on social media and avoid myself being depressed because lazima niangalia social media? How, like, this is just for everyone out there, you know. Kuna mtu maybe mwenye lazima go through social media, maybe their day-to-day activities or their careers involve social media. And how do they avoid being like hizo vitu zisiwaingie, you know, seeing people going places, traveling around the world, and they are not in a position to do that? How do they avoid being depressed from that, and they can't avoid the outside world?
Okay, well, that's a good question. I'm not completely saying wase waache kukua social media. Kitu inafanya pia social media inakuwa dangerous ni hatujui. Unajua mse amecheki mse amebuy gari and then unakasirika juu una hiyo gari.
Yeah. Ni
kama I was having this conversation with my friend. Utapata beshte yako salary yake ni maybe 100,000 and then yako ni 60,000. Au kasiriki juu kuna 60,000, ukasirika juu mbona anapata mob. Unaona? So utajua wewe bidii yako inakufikisha ku get that amount you're getting. So kama ushajua wathi yako ukajua by the mimi naweza fika hapa and I'm still working hard to get where I want to be. Utakuwa ukiangalia anything on social media unajua in life yao they have worked for it and I also need to keep on pushing so that I can get to that level. But ukiingia social media kama ujijui kabisa, you'll always suffer.
Also kwa social media ni ujijue
tu kwanza na ujikubali. Unajua acceptance ni kitu kingine.
Mnaongelea kujikubali. Mnaongelea kujikubali kabisa.
Ina reduce the same, you know, chances za kukua depressed, chances za kukua, you know, kupata hiyo pressure ya everything that is going on social media. Uanze kujiambia pia mimi nataka kuwa na haga kama ya Vera. Kabisa. Na unajua tu vizuri ushafika point yenye azigrow kubali tu zimekuwa hivyo.
Unajua muongelea that's what I want to take you and because I saw the moment especially because this is what we are having every single day and I think most of us have seen it when Vera Sidika, you know, came out akasema with the false picture of, you know, yeye kuwa amereduce her butt again after you know pumping it, tena amekuja kamwacha hii nimechoka. You see most ukienda if you get to most ladies now that's what they want, that is what they want. Tuna tukiongelea kujijua
na kujikubali
na kujikubali. Why is it just maybe just why is it hard for you know for our female counterparts, you know, just to say man, I mean, this is me, mtanipenda hivi? Why is it so hard?
I would say this, it is not just the female counterpart. I would say self-esteem applies to both people. Self-esteem applies to even guys. You get, kila mtu ako na self-esteem issues zake, kila mtu ako na insecurities zake zenye atujui. You get, there's someone who feels maybe I don't have a nice maybe body, or maybe my height is not good, or everyone has their own personal interests. So but one thing people don't know is that we are all different. Not everyone is confident in who they are. We can be two different people. You can even find a lady who is not, she might not be the prettiest in the room, but akona self-esteem ingine iko juu. Anajua yeye ndo Beyonce na amejiaminia, you know.
Nawezi mwambia
anything. So huyo ni dem amejikubali na anajipenda. Na unaweza pata dem kwa room, maybe mwenye wewe ukiangalia you can see she's like the Beyonce in the room, but deep down she has very serious insecurities about her as a person. You won't even believe it. You won't even believe it. Atakwambia mimi hata siwezi fanya hivi mkono yangu juu mkono yangu ina. But when you look at her you think she's pretty, you know. So what I would say is everyone has their own personal insecurities that they don't talk about. And if you're in a position where I would never judge someone who does things like surgeries, because this is the thing. If Mimi personally, I have my own insecurities and I am in a position to afford to fix that insecurity. Kama ni meno, naweza afford kuweka braces.
Tatoa zile zenye zinakuanga nje.
Nitalipia, you know.
Hiyo story ya insecurities, we need to address it. Unajua, ukisema sina kitu fulani, I need to fix it. Because umekubali the outside world ikudefine.
Sasa that's the thing. That's the thing.
Umekubali the outside world iseme lazima ukuwe na haga ndo wasema kupende.
So that's the thing. You're not doing, this is the thing. Shida ni kuna watu wenye wana afford kuenda surgery, but now they're doing the surgery for the sake of, I want to show the world I can look like this, you know, I want to, or maybe you're doing it out of a revenge, out of something. This is the thing. Kuna vitu zenye I can fix, like, you know, maybe if I want to fix my teeth, or maybe if I want to fix, there are things that azikai weird kufix, you know.
Kama nini hiyo? Nini ikai weird kufix?
Shida si kufix kitu yote.
No, usually, but the thing is, you can never look perfect.
You will never look perfect.
The thing is, you just need to look perfect in your mind for you to be okay with who you are. And that is not a very easy thing to do, because you cannot force everyone atikubali tu hiyo tumbo yako iko tu sawa. Kuna mtu wako like apana, I need to lose weight, you know. It's not an easy thing to, self-esteem is not si kitu rahisi ya kuambia mtu if you can't fix this, just accept who you are, nini. Kila mtu ako na venye yeye anataka kukaa, kila mtu ako na venye the things they would love to have, you get. But now it just takes simple things and simple lessons za mtu kuja kujikubali pole.
Because let me,
but one thing chenye tu mimi nasema ni I would never judge anyone who is fixing themselves. If you can afford to fix yourself and look botched, that is up to you.
And that's what I wanted to
but
get,
just don't influence every other person on social media. Unajua shida ni some people do this and then they influence the younger generation ile like you can go and fix, you need to go and fix this and this to look like me, you know. Just don't influence people to do that. If you'd like to do that, just do it for yourself, for your own reasons, and just leave the younger generation out of it. Juu unatry kuambia watu hii, ikifika point ukiona unakaa hivi na hivi, enda bleach. Ukifika point hapana.
And that's what I wanted to get to you. I think we have problems to fix. Now you look, what people say about you is not a problem.
True.
We have, no matter where you want to change or fix, no problem. That is, it is not part of you. You see, when you talk about self-esteem, we're talking about how much aware you are about who you are. How much of see to what extent are you aware? This is what happens. This is how everybody looks. This is, you see, there are things we don't choose. And if we say even to the people who are saying who shouldn't fix, that man tafadhali tumia mahali pengine. Wewe jikubali penye kama huna because you see because let me tell you this. I know, let me say I have my nose is the biggest thing I think I have in my face. If I decide to fix it, do you know why I'm fixing it? I am fixing it. I'm not talking about the ones you say who are very famous. If I decide to fix it, I'm fixing it from a position of people have been complaining about my nose.
Exactly.
Because see me,
I'm okay.
Like, you see, I'm okay. Even hata sikujua ni kubwa, by the way. I was told, you see. But that's what I want. That's what I want to bring you. The next time, if I say I'm going to fix my nose, like we're very sharp, pointed before I touch you, my nose has touched you. No problem. The next time, even if nobody's seeing I'm changing all this because I can fix them because I have the money.
Else.
They will see something else.
Yeah.
The next time it will be, hey, manze, masikia kwa ni refu huku. I'll want to fix it again in cut a lot of See, because we're talking about, that's why somebody gets to a point, because let me say, I have fixed my hand, I've fixed my leg, I've fixed my body, everything, to an extent of, I am tired. That is where I'm getting to as our topic. Enough is enough. Sasa nyie mtaki venye niko, let me just commit suicide.
Na unajua, tukisema story ya, I tell my friends, this is the most liberated generation, the most free, like iko na freedom mingi, and the most tuko na access to money and most of the things, but this is the saddest generation to ever exist, because we are busy getting money. We don't need to please people who don't care about us. Uko busy, unachekiwa idea ya unataka kuchange something about yourself, because there is a mirror, na mirror yako ni wasee, mirror yako si kio. Umeacha mirror yako ikuwe wasee. Wasee wanakwambia hapana, hiyo mapo unafaa kuchange. Hapana, haja yako kuna venye
macho yako si blue.
So the trouble with all this ni, the more you change, ukijaribu kufitini, pia tunakwambia bado hujafika, unapata tena unafaa kwenda the next level. So hakuna level utafika yenye utafurahisha wasee to the level you want. You will never please people to the level they want. Unaona? Kwa mfano nikikupatia saizi 1,000 na niko na 2,000, utajiambia like mbona hakunipatia 2,000? Unaona? There's always that why, mbona hukunifanyia hivi? Unaona? So hiyo ni aspect ya msana suffer from self esteem, self identity. Anajaribu kufitin, na unajaribu kufitin kwa watu wenye wakupendi. Unaona? Msana feel ai lazima nifanye hivi ndio hii company inikubali. Unajua umesahau venye huko kuna wasee wanakutambua venye huko. Ukisikia tu venye sijui sura yako inakaaje, kuna msee akicheki venye huko hivyo unamuinspire mbaya sana.
Kabisa, true.
But sasa unajiforce, lazima nikuwe na wasee. Na wasee wenu washindago na wapigia daily. Hao ndo wasee kukionga na bash, wewe unatoa pesa yako. Unaona? So you are forcing yourself kwa wasee wakutambui. Saizi ukiona issue yoyote, ukisikia sijui umeumia, unasema oh umeumia. Sorry.
I have a question for both of you. Because I think there is a difference between your self-identity and self-esteem issues, you know. So you're trying to tell me there is nothing like yenye unaweza jiangalia na ufeel, leave alone the outside comments. Everyone has that. I'm not saying everyone, but I'm so sure people have that. Kila mtu anakuanga na hiyo issue yenye maybe ukiangalia mtu hajawahi kuambia, maybe other people see it as perfect, but wewe personally una feel kuna hii kitu fulani kwa mwili yangu yenye iko hivi na hivi na hivi na hivi, you know, something that a little bit triggers your self-esteem, you get. So you're trying to tell me, aside from public comments or comments za mabeshe na nini na nini na nini, normally a human being is not supposed to have like self-esteem issues about their physique.
My thoughts ni, one, you cannot be perfect. You know, we are trying to make our whole body to be perfect. If saizi nimezaliwa in this studio, this studio is a world, na niko peke yangu, ndajuaje mapo yangu inakaa vibaya, for example? Sitawaijua because niko solo.
Unless uangalie watu.
Unless niangalie
compare na nini
tofauti na mapo yangu. Unacheki. Self esteem ina happen in stages. Unajua, trying to find yourself, hizo story ya teenagehood, trying to fit in a particular group and all those things. But in these stages inafaa ujidefine, ujue wewe ni nani. Unaona?
But I just want to understand, is it a normal thing for youths? Is it a normal thing for people? Is it a normal thing for girls, for boys to have self-esteem issues, aside from comments they've received from people, to have self-esteem issues about who they are or what they are physically?
It is normal for anyone to have doubts about who they are. Sometimes unaweza kuwa unafanya poa even in terms of career, but unafika mahali unajiuliza, wait, am I really doing the right thing? So it happens. Ni kitu na happen in different stages. But how much you know yourself can determine whether uta move from out of that self-esteem issue, ama uta move to stress ikikuwa bigi sana inakuwa to depression iki-escalate inaanza to other disorders, food eating disorder, you get to suicidal thoughts and so many other disorders will penetrate into your world, unaona. So yeah, it's about how much you know yourself can help you during that crisis ya unajidoubt na unadoubt skills zako na who you really are.
Maybe just to take us maybe hata pia to the next level, because I'm thinking I think we are moving in the right direction. There's a lot of things and it is normal just to you know, to emphasize, it's normal watu kufeel this thing is just not perfect in me. Hakuna mtu ameniambia, but mimi najua tu it's not perfect. Mnanidanganyanga, mnaniseti tu bana, mnanipima ufala, lakini nyinyi mko fiti. It's normal. Hata if I put on and the people know my situation at home, if there's a way if I dress, they'll be like, uko fiti, lakini mimi kwa akili yangu najua mnanipima bana, fiti wapi? Mnanipima tu mniambie tu ziko fiti nizoe. And all these things come. But what I want us to look at next is, why are people not talking as people used to talk? I don't know kama we were talking hapo kitambo in 1990 ama what. Why are people not talking today? Because today, ukipata shida, the next thing you're into is yourself, is you are stressed, nini, and then watu wanaongana love. Everybody has a way they react. Na mtu atafanya a lot of bullshit because they're stressed. Why we just not, my question is just, why are we not talking as, like each generation, why are people not talking? Why kuna tu zile vitu we can talk about, tuelewane, and get a perfect balance out of it. Like, we don't want the balance, we don't want the communication, we don't want the conversation. We just decide, wezi. Why are we not talking?
There's something he said about this being the saddest generation ever.
But with good pictures, eh?
With very nice, beautiful pictures online.
Tuko na picha safi.
Beautiful fake pictures.
Umeona picha yangu Instagram?
Unaona mtu ako diani anajibamba lakini
anajibamba kuonyesha.
Hata maybe hiyo rent azalipa kwa stress.
Hiyo picha na post ndo mfanya feel she's worth it. Ukimwambia nakapoa
inamfanya na feel vizuri.
Usipomwambia hiyo diani itakuwa a waste.
So usipokuambia diani iko vi.
I think acha nikwambie, I think right now everyone, I would say almost everyone has something going on, something that is a challenge in their life. Inaweza kuwa ni shule, career, relationship, family, nini. Everyone right now has, I would say everyone ako na burden yake yenye ukifeel unauliza mtu kitu, you're seeking for help from someone, you feel like you're burdening them because they also have something. I don't know. Personally, mi chenye naweza sema, I think things changed in terms of even friendships na nini. I think from 2020, unapata tu, nowadays you don't talk to people, you don't seek help, people don't seek help. I think life ilikuja tu ikasima down to like, once.
It's you and you. Kama iwezi
ni wewe na ni wewe.
Your story.
And inafanya watu wanakuwa kwa ile point yenye watu wako peke yao, mtu anajishughulika na mashida zake peke yake. That's why unaona hata people don't talk, watu wana commit suicide, watu wako tu. And when you seek help, unaenda unasengenywa huku, unajipata kwa billboard. So I don't understand, by the way, why nowadays people don't talk about their problems.
First of all, in mental health we say we die by suicide, not commit suicide. Commit ni seems like ulifanya kwa kutaka, but die of suicide namaanisha this person was
not in their,
kutaka, they are not in their rightful mind. Msaizi commit suicide kama ako in their rightful state. It happens when you are mentally ill. So mse mwenye ni mgonjwa akifanya kitu yote, huyo ni mse mwenye ako damage. That's why hata kwa koti before ukwe charge, they normally do the checkings confirm kama mentally alikuwa sawa, because mse chizi akifanya kitu mbaya haezi kuwa charge. So this generation tume glorify pesa. Let me start from that point. We have glorified money and materialism. So unapata, by glorifying money, we have glorified workaholism. That is good to chase more money, chase the bag, and then we kill other aspects your life. Unaona? So because you're killing other aspects your life, kama unafanya kazi mbili, on average unapata Nairobians wanafanya kazi mbili ama kuna side hustle nyingine ya tatu. So umse ana time ya kubonga na wewe, unaona? Time yake aku kwa job. Ama kama ana job, boy akianza kuwan pesa, apate anaishi kwa bedsit yake ama one bedroom, ajui jirani yake akitoka job ni kejake, aingie IG ama aingie wapi, unapata a whole week spend more time on social media than talking to people. So unapata tunaanza kusema ati life ndio imechange. Hivyo life has not changed. Ni sisi tumeona it is better to chase money. But sadly, the world venye imecreatiwa, like the world iko na pattern yake. Na usipofuata hiyo pattern, you will suffer. World imecreatiwa in a way that you need to talk to people. Human beings are social beings.
One on one, not on phone.
One on one, genuine and true conversation by there hapa nini nilifuck up, nilimess up na udem, nilimess up na uchali, mnasemaje, unacheki. You connect with people. But tumesha kill, unacheki kutoka hapa sasa unaingia wakeja yako. Kama si keja yako umeingia super, umebaki tunabai. Ukishabai, ukimitu wase unawamit kwa bai yate hii. Mnakunywa, mkishakunywa na feel utasikia poa. Au feel poa. Unaona, umesharudi kejani, hiyo stuff ina accumulate. Unaona? So we are not having real time conversations. Tunachiki wazai wetu walikuwa mafala, walikuwa nakagaje chini ati wanapiga stories za life nini wanaongea nini
wanaambiana ukweli.
But then
Wanaambiana
nowadays,
ukweli, so we
one-on-one
don't have-
conversations ni kidogo sana.
wase waambiani ukweli by
Yeah.
the ati wewe uko na ufala unacheki. Msee anaenda home na match ameaccumulate. Boss wake amemkasirisha ama kuna colleague alimfanya kitu fulani anaibeba kwa roho yake.
Anaziaccumulate tu hapo tu.
Anaccumulate juu WhatsApp hatuwezi ongea story. Mtu akwambia hi how are you I'm okay. Hawezi
Imeishia
kuambia
hapo.
story. Hiyo story imeishia hapo
It is
unaona.
dead.
Hakuna story genuine. So that is how stress inaja. I always tell my friends most of us tunaenda mental health tunaenda for counseling and therapy because we don't have friends.
Yeah, you're just going to talk to the therapist to feel
A presence of a
vizuri.
person.
Yeah.
Hatuna wase tunaweza waita tuambeni aje mimi nimeumia.
Mimi nimechoka bana.
Open up your story and then hata ulie ukitaka kulia wasikujudge na uishie home na ufeel poa. Hatuna wase because nilisema from the beginning we are busy pleasing people who don't care about us.
Yeah.
Unaona? So mtu hataki msajali kuhusu maisha yako hata ukimwambia story yako hana time ya kukusikiza. Yeye ako na time ya ukwewe kumwambia bash next ni lini. Unacheki?
Form ni lini?
Tunaenda road trips kugani?
But
That
sasa
is
then
where we are.
what can be done to like kusolve situation kama hii, because now tuko kwa ile generation yenye you've just said it, like one-on-one conversations zimekuwa minimized. What can be the solution to that? Because saizi kila mtu anaishi life yake, kila mtu ako kwa world yake, like
Maybe kabla tu uende maybe hata kajibu hiyo. Somebody anauliza swali na anasema vizuri. For me I have friends. But my fear is the moment I talk to them, they talk to other people about my stories.
Yeah.
So most of the time mi unyamaza tu nijimalizie pali tanifikishe.
Au si matru.
So anasema tu I
Yeah.
think this is anajiita Lydia from Machakos anasema vizuri, mimi I have friends no problem. But every time nawabanka story inakuwa story to another person and then at the end mimi ndo nakaa mjinga.
That's
What will you
unfair.
advise? Should I even embrace talking to people ama nini? So anauliza tu. Maybe as you answer the same question we can get to know that.
Swali yangu ni lazima ukuwe na huo beshte yako. Unajua by the time honestly kama unaweza ambia msee kitu personal about your life,
And then
about your
Una
insecurity
trust.
ni msee una trust.
Mhm.
Na kama msee
You don't just
anaenda
talk to
kupigia
anyone.
story wase wengine, then you're not safe na wase. Unaona?
Yeah.
Unaweza kuwa na addictions una suffer from, unacheki.
True.
Inaweza kuwa honestly you have endured
You
so
need
much
real
trauma.
help.
You just need real help.
Yeah.
So ukiambia huyu msee honestly haiwezi kusaidia. So mimi naweza advice a viewer mwenye ako Machakos ni aanze cultivate a new community of friends. Msee mwenye anaweza mwambia ama kama bado ni difficult for now, kuna wase unapataga si mabeshte yako, ni more of an acquaintance. Unaweza mwambia kitu lakini hawezi connect na marafiki zako hata in any way.
They don't have the best interest in you, like
So ukiwa na acquaintance mwenye bado hawezi link na marafiki zako, au ndo tunaweza mwambiaga story yako akusikize, but si mtu anaweza ambia msee mwenye anakujua ama mwenye anawajua. But ukianza kuona unaambia kitu anaambia wase wengine, hapo na itabidi ufikirie mara mbili.
But unajua sasa before ulize, but unajua sasa this is the thing, in such a situation already sasa yeye hakukuwa anajua,
Yeah,
that will
yeah.
be the outcome.
Yeah.
But now sometimes stress and depression comes from such situations.
Yes.
You have an issue, you share with your friends, you talk to them, and then they go and talk to other people. Inaanza kuwa sasa nikaa ni story ya watu kuongelea na kucheka. Unajua it makes you, inakufanya una feel even more depressed. So in such a situation, how is someone supposed to handle this? Je, hakuwa anajua if I talk to this person itaenda hivi na hivi na hivi na hivi. How are you supposed to know the right people to talk to when you have a problem?
Utajua tu ukishajaribu. Okay, the other thing I need to address ni kuna watu utawaambia ukafikiria mara ya kwanza watakuwa trustworthy, but watakufail. So wakikufail haimaanishi you give up. Sometimes unapataga, even my experience even before coming into this journey in counseling, kuna wase wenye nilikuwa na regard sana nikiwapatia story yangu nafikiria watani help, hawakuni help. So unapata mtu wa kwanza wa pili akikufail, wase wengi ushut hapo, wanashut kabisa, wanasema siwezi ambia mtu yote kitu because kama ni wase niliwa trust na
mtu anajinyamazia na shida zake,
anaamua sasa kama ni mbaya ni mbaya, sitaiambia msi unless kuna counselor maybe naweza jaribu kumwambia. So mimi naweza mwambia if I give up. Unapataga ndio the first the second experience can be bad, ni kama tu relationship. Ya kwanza ya pili ya tatu unapata msi anakumesab, unapataga kuna msi anakuja na kutransform na ishi fiti anakupenda na vitu zinakaa fiti. So ni ile pia jaribu kuwa way. Number one, the other thing inaweza kuwa mtu akikupigiaga stories za watu wengine, it's likely pia atapigia story yako watu wengine. Yeah. So ukianza kuona msee anashindana kupigia stories za mabeshte yake.
Ako tu nani.
Msee atapigia story yako itachukua baya sana.
The moment you move out.
Ngoja tu malize kuongea hivi.
Na pia anasema
change the story.
Niko na story bestie, huwezi believe kenye nimeambiwa na
411. Anakuja mbio mbaya.
Kwani wanaume mnakuangana?
No, we know these things. I think I think there is a one time or first time for everything.
Yeah.
There is a first time for everything. The best way kujua, you don't know a person until you've actually been with them. Sasa mtu atakwambia ujui mbona niliachwa dem. Mtu watu sema hivyo mara nyingi. Ujui. Enda uone. Unafika huko if they have not changed, most probably you'll also leave them if we are of the same interest. So you see, we are living in a kind of world where I don't care is a norm. Na tumeifanya a very good norm. Everybody says I don't care. Me I don't care. Me I don't care. I don't care. But you see, we forget our human nature cares more than we don't care about what we don't care about. Because the moment you're saying, me I don't care about what happens tomorrow, or me I don't care about who and who will talk about me. At the point they start talking about you, you start caring. Because you see, one thing I think we should all embrace is the idea of knowing not everybody, not even a friend of mine, even the best friend of mine, they're not going to help me in everything. Yeah. The only help I need is somebody to listen. Because everybody, this how the world works. I think the world is a balanced equation in this way. The moment you talk about something, even if I'm not giving you the solution, you're already finding the solutions to the things you need.
Yeah.
Because what friends are for, because we used to talk about nongelea hapa nini, but kuna mtu ako like, my friends hawana uwezo wa kunisaidia hata niwaambie nini. They are my good friends, no problem. But hawana uwezo completely. To that point, I'll say this to anybody who is listening, from wherever you're listening from. The very first thing you need from a friend is just for them to listen. And this is what I want to tell everybody. If you're dating, you're not dating, or you're in a relationship, put the phone away just for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours with a person. For a moment, umezoea simu sana mtaongea. But in time, it is human nature. You're social beings. Hawezi kataa. Hata ukue introverted for how long, you will at the end of it talk. And listen, talking does not mean I'm going to give you solutions.
Yeah.
Talking is just one way of me finding my own solutions. Because this is what even advisors will tell you. I'm advising you, yes, but the final decision is your decision, not my decision. Because why? They're only trying to help us, have our own take of this, how things should be. Clarity. Like what they're bringing. Even counselors, they don't give you solutions.
But then in counseling, 60% of what we do is to listen.
Yeah.
Counselors don't give you solutions. Counselors help you find solutions.
They help you find those solutions.
You don't give solutions.
You see, that is what we are missing from friends. And how I wish we would even get even wider to understand, though, because you're talking about, friendship, you're talking about people, people listening here and there. Because sometimes we pretend so much. There was a friend of mine I was asking, he was talking to a guy. I've met a good guy, no problem, a very good one. And we just talk on phone. We are good. We talk on. I got his number from my friend, and we have been talking. We are good. No, everything is flowing very right. So I told him, and then he confided muone kama mnaelewa. Figeni huko, because you see, there is a conversation. I don't call it a conversation, by the way. It's a flow. You see, when I'm having a conversation, si necessarily we flow. Sometimes tutakosana hapo katikati. That is a conversation. Kwa simu, we try to run away from tusikosane ile ya taki tukosane. On the phone is to flow, and then you call it vibe. You might be vibing, but you're not having a conversation. No problem, you continue vibing. The moment you sit down to now let us listen and talk to each other, because it's me and you, nothing else. That's the moment you start realizing we have not actually been talking. Been speaking to this guy, ama to this lady. We have not had a conversation. But maybe just to talk about this, why does it get to a point of I'm committing suicide? Mimi, why does it just get to that point? Ilea, I am committing suicide. Mimi sijui, and then
it's not committing suicide.
Oh, okay. I'm dying of suicide. Why is it? Why do we get to that point? Yani, hakuna mtu anaweza kusaidia, yani wewe umeona tu hata wazazi wako hawezi kusaidia. Why do we just get to that point? Maybe they kusaidia hapo. Why do we just get to that point of mimi najua bana, me I don't care.
Suicide inako contributed with many things. I can refer to a recent case yenye nimekuwa na sessions successfully, at least from the time I met the client. Mostly ni when you get to the darkest moment of your life. By dark, I want any other exit for you. Unaona? For example, ulikuwa na yani madeni zako zimekuwa kibao, ukachekia hizi madeni siwezi lipa. Na hakuna msaada kumsaidia kulipa hizi madeni.
Na hakuna solution.
Unaona? Una feel like una feel hakuna solution. Zeti hakunanga solution. Una feel like hakuna solution. That is normally what you feel. Ama msee amekuwa msick. Kuna beshte yangu amekuwa msick for a while na ni condition yenye kulingana na madaktari wanasema haiwezi kuwa treated na inambidi aishi in pain all her entire life. Unacheki, so kuna ile pain yenye you have to go through pain all your life. Una feel like you're a burden to your family every time. Lazima uende for medication, lazima ucheck the kind of food you eat. So inafika point una feel vitu zinafanyika around you, wase wanakupatia pressure. Una feel saa zingine kama wase wana fight kwa nyumba because of you, wase wanagombana because of you. So una feel like there's no need for me niishi. Unacheki, ama unaishi kwa place yenye familia yako kuna always violence every time. Umejaribu kutafuta job haipatikani, relationship yako umekuwa messed big time, wase wanakutumiaga tu na kudump. So alafu uko social media unaangalia maisha ya mabeshte yako, wase wako happy. So una feel like vitu hazi happen. Unacheki, so mostly wase attempt kudai by suicide na ongani. One, you are just crying, unasema wase tafadhali mimi niko pabaya, I need somebody to just hear me out. Unacheki, oge team sana anafanya ndo anajaribu tu kureza like sauti yake, tafadhali munisikie, niko pabaya, I need your help. So unacheki, so most of the time because there is no light in their life kabisa. Ameangalia left right, juu chini, kando, ni darkness. Wase wanaweza okolea wote hawezi wasaidia. Na nimeinsist from the beginning, tuna hang out na wase watupendi. Tunawabaia vitu zenye tunawabaia ndo watupende na hawatawahi tupenda.
Tunawatobokea shots na watupendi.
In times of crisis wase hawatawahi ku. Utapigia msee anakuambia nye iza itakuwa tu fit. Alafu amejitoa. Unaambia ni aje tunaweza bonga, anakuambia niko busy sasa hivi, niko
ati yenye iza.
Anakuambia
maana kuja sautadu.
Unacheki. Na msee anakuambia apatikani, ako kejani na dose. Mwenye anakwambia na do, akona do fulani anangoja msee ampigie waende wabai mzinga. Unacheki, wakunywe hiyo do yote. So wacheki, ina stem pia from wase to cultivate around us. Kama umefika point yenye ni complete darkness, inamaanisha tu honestly wenye wako part of your circle hawawezi kusaidia. Kama ni wase jeni watakwambia ni aje, najua msee fulani anafanya counseling, ni best yangu, unaweza bonga na msee. Unaona, haezi.
Niko na swali.
Unajua na relate na Sautadu. Hiyo kitu mtu anashaniambia niko like sasa huyu ananisaidia. Hadi Sautadu.
So I have a question. Kuna part umesema mtu anaangalia na surrounding yake, there is no further solution. Like that's what you think, there is no further solution. But deep down ukikana usurvive, utapata hizo vitu tu zitajisolve, you'll find solutions, you'll work things out. But now we've had cases where someone has attempted suicide and maybe it did not work. They did not end up dying. Mtu ana survive. And then you find the outside world condemn, or maybe judge, or like what they take it negatively,
Yeah.
Ile hasa ulikuwa unataka kujiua kwa nini, wengine hata wanamtusi, wanamwataka.
In Africa wanasema ukijaribu kujiua na usijiue tutakumalizia hapo chini. Una joke na sisi. In Africa.
But it's a very me wana hiyo kitu ikiwa sad sana, like instead of looking at this person and trying to find the root of why he or she did what she did, unapatanga people just attack this person, so ulikuwa unajua nini. Sometimes unaweza pata hata maybe unaona venye umesema uko maybe na watu and you feel like you need to get out of this world and waache kufight or something. In such a situation, mtu kama huyo, let's say you find mtu kama huyo kuja kukuongelesha, I tried to attempt suicide, it did not work, but now people are trying to, watu wanakuattack, una feel hata I wish inge work. Ndio usikue around. How would you handle such a situation kama mtu kama huyo?
Hiyo swali yako, it requires, for example, in a suicidal case haiwezi kuwa one session of counseling. It can be as minimum of 10 sessions.
But mtu kama huyo unaweza muadvise
asikize
watu ama like
shida ya wasema
we try to advise where we are not even needed to advise.
Unajua hiyo si time ya ku-advise msee, hiyo time ya ku-listen.
It's time to listen
That person.
Yeah, true.
Unapata msee ukishatoka hiyo episode anakuambia acha ufala bana, wewe ni mwanaume unafanya hizi vitu gani bana? Vitu sta open up, unajua kuwa strong, unacheki. So msee anafikiria akikwambia hivyo amekujenga, unacheki. Inafaa tu weka chini, sikiza story ya msee. Alafu kimsikiza anambia by the way mimi I believe in your story. The moment ushashua msee by the way una believe na Kenya anasema, ana feel like
I can talk to you.
Wewe ni msee mwenye ni you're willing to listen to them. And naturally by the time you're opening your mouth and start sharing everything, you cry out. Unaanza tu kufind solutions inakaa ya kwanza.
Yeah, you start connecting.
You get one more reason to see tomorrow. And that one more reason ni undaka kesho kuongea na msee. So ushapata one reason ya why you want to see tomorrow ni kuongelesha msee. So utakuwa na thoughts za kabisa unataka ku give up. Umetu msee kesho yake akwambie the next step I want to do with you ni I want to introduce you to mabeshte yangu ama tuende place yenye kuna fun, tutafanya hivi na hivi na hivi. So aseme sawa tuishie. So niishie na yeye, unacheki. Apate pia kuna wase wenye walikuwa wametry kudedi by suicide, wanapiga story, wanaenjoy vitu, wa realize kumbe hii story sikuwagi solo. So hiyo ni number 2. Amecheki siko solo. Kumbe hii shida niko nao. Msa apiga story yake venye ye shida alipata ilikuwa ni big hata kuliko yangu.
Anaona hata yeye
unarealize ndio wengi mtabu ni ufala, unacheki. So akuna day 2 akuna more reason ya kusurvive, unacheki. Day 3 unaanza kumpatia kumtrigger find affirmation, vitu gani kwa maisha yake anafilia anafanyaga inafanya anakaa yeye ni deadly. Inaweza kuwa kwa more negative but atakwambia mimi ni mse mwenye napenda kusupport watu, unacheki. Ama mimi mse nikianza kufanya kitu napenda tu niendelee kufanya, nisi give up. Unaambia that is a good thing, unacheki. Unaambia by the hiyo ndo quality unafaa kufikiria. So unaanza kumleta from the world of angalie positive things about themselves. Unajua pia suicide ni umeshaona kabisa there's nothing good about yourself. So ya kwanza ushafanya, pili so you're coming to the stage ya affirmation, unacheki. Ya nne sasa unaanza kuangalia environment yake yenye inamcultivate kuanza kukua negative, inza kuwa kuna violence place yako. Kuna wase wanamchukia place yenye yako, amejaribu job vitu azifanyiki, unacheki. Kuna either ali lose a family relative mwenye alikuwa close na yeye. So unaanza kuangalia environment ni gani. So from this is another 4th step. So by the time you're getting to the 10th step, because counseling tunaongea and then you go and try something, then you give me feedback, how was it, unaona. You try and then you give me feedback, how can we do different. So pole pole you're bringing life kwa maisha yangu. Msana realize kuna msaneza. Juu mimi mara yangu kwanza when I was having issues before I got into counseling, sijawahi believe naweza pigia mtu simu for 1 hour anisikize bila kuintercept na ananikumbusha kenye nilimwambia the first minute. So you realize wait,
you're listening,
you're just listening to my story, au kui disrupted aongeleshi wase wengine. So hiyo tayari it's another reason ya kwamba by the way kuna wase wananijali. So it's just a matter of the first instance ni kumwashua tu una believe story yake. Una believe story yake tu. Hiyo ni na kumsikiza tu. Usikuwe disrupted, usikubali phone nini. Just listen to their story. They will come another day to talk to you and they will always find a solution within themselves.
I think that is I think the light of the world. So I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. And that light is as simple as you listening. I think we're having a lot of problems because we prejudge, we pre-assume, we feel before we are even told what is and what is not. And then by doing that, hata mtu akuambie nini muhimu, you've already pre-assumed. It's like, you see, the reason as to why most people will struggle is because you have a job. See, everybody who doesn't have a job assumes you're okay. They assume to a point of mtu ako na job anaando, huyu ana stress, anatoa stress wapi.
Kuna wasebe yoko jobless wako less stress na watu wanafanya job.
You see?
Na wase wajui.
You see, like people that pre-assumption.
Tuko na job huyu msa ako poa.
Anakona
sikia nini na akona do.
Na nalipo pesa fiti.
By the way, ajui what you're going through hata kupokea. Na by the time hatu unaipokea, where it goes ujui.
Adi admire life ya wase jobless.
By the way, unaweza mani tu mimi nataka bila.
Admire life ya mse mwenye ako less than wewe.
Juu amenona
Yes.
ni kucheka, unajua anaishi fit.
Ako base daily mnacheka na yeye lakini umeisha.
Unaumia vibaya sana.
I think that is one of those good cultures we need to create.
Yeah.
And this is a challenge. Let me just talk to our say by the way. Unajua unatusikiza. It's more of, we're not saying run away from your friends, but evaluate those you can rely on. Evaluate those, not rely on to give you money, to give you anything, but those who can, be there for you just to listen. Because if I'm telling you, you can find somebody who gives you money, somebody who gives you clothes, gives you food, gives you opportunities, but it is very hard and very rare to find that one person who listens to you because most people don't listen. We have cultivated a culture amongst us as a generation of I know everything, you cannot tell me anything else, to a point of nobody wants to listen to you because they already pre-assume huwezi niambia kitu yenye sijui, so hizo shida zako utaendelea tu nayo and you'll go through it. Let me just to have this as we get to the close of it all. We having, unajua tunaongelea hizi vitu zote. Somebody once, there was kuna huyu boy, I don't know if you remember, there's a suicidal case. Aliuliwa. Aliuliwa after he was really into making good money. Now the money he was getting was not actually rightful, from a rightful source. He was getting hivi. One time alikuwa analipa watu boda thao palipa 50 bob.
Hiyo story.
And kitu a story
TikToker.
Yeah. A story like that. How would it be possible to say what huyo mtu angefanya ni different, and why do you think he was making his money the way he was making his money without, like, you see, like you started very well, you say you have glorified money, and you see mtu mwenye alisema money is the root of all hivyo la kwa mjinga, because the moment we are in a generation where money is our king.
Yeah, because we are not saying what's kwenda do.
Kwenda do, mimi napenda do.
Mimi
napenda ni do. Kwa na hayo.
Isikuwe the only thing yenye you are ready to kill everything, friendships,
it's a matter
family,
of life and death.
for you ndo climb up the ladder. That is not the way.
So like that boy, what do you think, why do you think that boy got to that situation hadi his death? We just hearing about it.
Ni difficult kukuwa sure what really triggered ama why he chose the easy way life, but unajua kuna factors mingi.
A lot of
unaangalia wase wengi wenye our TBD kwa life na wana
make it
through their own ways.
It's a struggle.
Na wako bidii daily.
Una feel like hata pia mimi niko inspired, kaende unacheki. Unajua ukiiba 10 million utaambiwa ulipe bail ya pesa ngapi ya 1 million. So sio ndalipa tu nabaki na mita 9 zangu, unacheki. So mtu ana feel like ako motivated, unaona. Vitu zingine most of the time na stemming to from childhood traumas na venye wase walikuwa raised up. Hiyo ndio kitu I always tell wase, like kumekuwa na survey imefanywa mara mingi, wamepata most of the people wenye 85% of men in prison did not have a father figure in their families.
Tulikuwa tunaongelea kitu hapa hivi.
Kuna haikuwaje ati msame amka from nowhere and then boy mwenye amegroup kwa familia yenyewe wamemonyesha genuine love, wamemshow this is the way, wakamwambia by the if you want to grow fanya hii hapa, wanamwachilia saa zingine aende because they want to develop their career. Ni ngumu sana umse umpate kwa cases za anajaribu ku prove the world wrong. Unacheki?
Yeah, true.
I understand. It's so difficult. So kuna a lot of triggers that ina cultivate umse, and then social media pia could be another reason za kulelea kwa familia fiti, lakini the friends wako nao ukiangalia pesa wanakupatia bana, washaanza ku drive na kuna miaka 23 bana.
Mabeji za kujeni pole bana.
Naona ishi shule bana, mnaishi cube zile, mnaishi wasijua tano au sita.
Ukiona beshte yako ana drive na nimi yangu sikuwe na hiyo pressure juu.
So I feel mimi siwezi kuwa natembea bana. Hadi matatu inaanza kukatia vibaya sana. Hadi unaanza tu kujam. Unaishia kwenye, unaangalia maisha kwenye, mzee pia na kwani mzee alikuwa wapi wasa kutafuta do. Unaona unaanza kuangalia.
Unaanza kukachi na vitu ndogo ndogo.
Unakaa unaanza kusema sasa nianze, wanakuambia by the camp tunaweza kuonyesha miradi noma hapa. So ya kwanza ya pili unaogopa, lakini kiasi
you get used to it.
Hakuna danger. Kama wasa wamefika hapa na wajai madoa, kwani mbona mimi si try? Pia unasema acha njari.
And then that is where it gets you. Uko mwisho. Pali enough is enough. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, maybe you see you might be at the point of enough is enough. And I trust, I think as we, even in this discussion, you're watching it from home, you are doing us live, I trust you're getting a little bit of a picture of there's always a next step. The steps are not over. There's always a next step to make. So before you get to the point of it is enough, na mimi nimemalizia jani yangu hapa. Your journey is not over, manze. As long as your heart is beating, your journey is not over. As long as you woke up today, like you saw the day, you saw the clouds, uko juu zikimove, trust me, you were just in the best place. Just I think maybe what we can I want us just to give us our parting, shots zile za what will you advise anybody from home, mtu anatuwatch anasema tu mimi nimekuwa hapo
for the first time. Kwanza hata kabla tuende mbali, for the first time I've found a guest who's made me love money less.
Lakini unapenda pesa.
Lakini bado napenda pesa.
Hapo wewe naona.
Hiyo hata tusitoke. Lakini amefanya nikaangalia the value of money in a it's not a matter of life and death, lakini bado napenda pesa. Anyway. So this is what I would say. I think everyone experiences challenges. Kila mtu kuwa na challenges kwa life. Usiwahi fikiria ati just because someone is smiling on social media or mtu wako, everyone is going through something,
Yeah.
Even your parents are going through something, even your sisters, your brothers, your friends, everyone is going through something. You get? So I think you should not I understand unaweza kuwa na issue yenye you feel like the same way he said, you feel like there is no solution at all. But I think you should look forward to tomorrow. Kesho vitu zinaweza kuwa better. Najua uwezi advise mtu mwenye ameplan kucommit suicide. Uwezi mwambia anything it can make any difference. I know that. But I think what I would say is in the long run, we are all here for a purpose. You get? I know things can be so bad. But look at it in terms of, niko sure ushai experience kitu kwa life yenye, hukuwahi jua itawaisha. You get? Everyone ashai pitia kitu yenye, hakuwahi jua itawaisha. But then a few years later or months later, weeks later, unajiambia, imagine hii kitu ili happen na ilisha, na saa hii niko sawa, you get? So every time you get to the age where you feel like you want to, utaki kuwa kwa hii dunia anymore, reflect on those moments zenye unakumbuka ushaipitia kitu fulani, no matter how small it was, no matter how small that challenge was. Jikumbushe ushaipitia challenge fulani na imagine ilipita na ukakuwa sawa. So you just tell yourself, I know how tough this is, but just believe hakuna kitu huwa ishi. Imagine hakuna challenge huwa ishi, hata kama ita take time. Every challenge usually lazima kuna kuanga na hiyo solution, ama lazima kuna kuanga na better things ahead, so kwa unajikumbusha tu hiyo kitu ulipitia na unajiambia pia hii itaisha tu. Imagine
kabisa. There is always the next step. Everything has an end. Hata shida, hata hizo, even the dark has an end. So
true.
Derek,
Kenya nadaiwa like 10 trillion size, na wenye tunadai pesa mingi ni wa China. Lakini president wetu na magava wao uishaga China, wao upiga story na bado wanarudi kwa bado zingine, na hiyo pesa unasikia tukitaka kulipa ya take around maybe the next 50 years. Na ujasikia ati president anataka kujimada ama sijui nani, ama cabinet secretary mwenye ako in charge of finance anataka kudedi. Unacheki wanaishi life yao tu venye wanafaa kuishi. So usifikiria azin situation napitia is the worst. Like kuna msee anataka kusikiza, there is a better day tomorrow. Like we believe in your story, just trust. Kuna msee anza kusikiza, like asikie tu story yako na akusupport. Like there's always a way out.
Yeah,
always a way out.
Safi. Kabla tumalize, acha langu itakuwa very simple. If you don't have anybody to talk to, please pray. Very simple.
Thank you.
Talk to that guy when you vitu unapitia upitii zenye zinakusumbua. He is also talking. If you have nobody kabisa, please do that. That is just but the one thing. And then for the friends who if you are a friend to somebody, one thing I will tell you is this: appreciate their little things they don't see, however little there. Because maybe amefika point in there's nothing positive in their life. The moment you celebrate that, you're giving them another reason to do it better, to do it bigger, to to have a life tomorrow. Keep on celebrating. The manzo kwa leo amenyoa tu nywele yake. Mwambie leo look yako iko fiti. That is enough for them to move. Mwanzo kwa amejinyoa na anataka kwenda kujinyonga, ndio ajinyonga atumpate kako fiti. Amejinyonga. So it is the easiest thing. Celebrate those little wins. Celebrate them and celebrate them. The last thing I would say na niseme, a conversation is only a conversation when there is a listening partner. And if you want to know you have been making conversation, ask them. Maybe, just, try to remind yourself, do they even remember what you talked about yesterday? If they don't, I'm giving you a warning. They do
They are
not
not
value
listen.
you. We only forget what we don't value. That is just but the truth of the matter. Watu wengi uko sana juu hii kitu. Oh, juu yani umesahau birthday zake, umesahau nini. Men, women, people, kitu na value ili usahau. Na joke. Anyway, social media platforms. Tuambie tunakupata wapi? Mimi nimeachia hapo.
Well, you can find me on social media platforms at Afigy. Afigy is AFIGY.
Yeah.
That is on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere, even on YouTube.
Afigy, follow Afigy, follow Afigy. By then mwambia Afigy ni msanii. So tafadhali yani pale YouTube, please follow, support, subscribe, then do that thing, ala vitu kwa vitu sana. Were, please tell us how watu wanaweza kupata wapi, because maybe unaweza saidia, unajua kama kwanza huyu anapenda pesa, unaweza mfanya aache kutafuta wanaume wako na pesa sana.
Hiyo ni ugonjwa niko nayo.
Yeah,
they can get me on Facebook, Derek Were, on Twitter at D_Were. Instagram D_Were, LinkedIn Derek Were. Ama pia unaweza nipata WhatsApp. I am always free.
Please just share that number. Mimi najua watu watakutafuta. Just share that number.
Anaweza ni get on WhatsApp via 07
17
19
78 26.
Yeah,
na msimuombe pesa.
Afigy, tafadhali hiyo namba usitumie baya.
I will always help you in case there's an issue.
Mimi namtafuta nikiwa na
usiseme counseling expensive na uja reach out. Wase wenye wako openly ready to help you without any charges. Take that advantage.
Tutumieni. Me knows you cancel. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about things people don't talk about in the community. Vitu watu ongeleangi base. Vitu watu ongeleangi mkienda sijui family gathering. Family gathering inaonga ni compare nani alimeki. Kwa base mnaongeleanga nani akuna demu huyu, nani akuna demu ule. Nobody talks about these things. So we are talking about vitu zenye kwa base mtafurahia zinaongelewa, home mtafurahia zinaongelewa, hata pale cafeteria mkikunywa time ya break mmetoka job mtafurahi, hata kwa maadhe mkitoka pale mjei mtafurahi hizi vitu zikiongelewa. Juu hata kwa maadhe mnaongeleanga tu bibi yangu ananisumbua, bibi yangu anisumbue. Ladies and gentlemen, relating with you 360 degree. My name has been and is always Emmanuel Smile. Tuonani, ciao. Kwaheri ya kuonana.